here coming to watch La Liga Santander football and the world champions, led by Marcelo and Keylor Navas. This absolutely unstoppable team over the last 2 years have had some wobbles, unquestionably, and they're missing some big guns here today. And they come up against a team in Celta Vigo where Real Madrid have only won one of the last 3 with Celta Vigo. The last one was a 4-1 thrashing, so they'll remember that. But there's some question marks about this. In this atmosphere in front of these rabid fans, Gareth Bale returns. And of course, Mr. Slick, the Dark Invader, will be looking to reignite this Real Madrid team. It's had some question marks thrown at it. El Presidente won't have Ramos or Carvajal or Benzema to enjoy, and the rumours are, Phil, that Tottenham Hotspur put a €300 million tag around Harry Kane's neck. Is he the answer? I'm not so sure. I'm not altogether convinced there's much wrong with this Real Madrid side, but the standings tell a different story, and this game is one they cannot lose. They need the full 3 points because their neighbours, Atletico Madrid, are hammering on and are chasing down Barcelona, and this is what the Celticos are going to be facing the world champions with.
A bit of rotation considering the Barcelona match front and back. Cabral stepping into the back line. Radoya and Pablo Hernandez both in the starting lineup here today. But up front, it is a dangerous 3-ray.
Yes, very, very sprightly. Maxi Gomez will be the point man, but Iago Aspas is as good as you get. Anyway, I don't know what the hell happened when he went to Liverpool, but he's rediscovered his form. It just got presented with the Player of the Month again for them. Hugo Mayo has been here forever and a day, and he's still only 26-year-old. Wonderful wing-back Hugo. And of course, Marcelo, well, he'll be bombing on ahead of Keylor. And we'll take a look at this makeshift Real Madrid team, but it's an Aladdin's cave of talent.
Varane and Nacho, the center backs here today. Hakimi getting called into action. Meanwhile, it is the diamond that has been glowing for Real Madrid. But Gareth Bale and Cristiano Ronaldo at the point, will they be able to capitalize? I mentioned Celta Vigo's attack has done well. Their defense has had a few questions and should be tested here today. There is no Sergio Ramos. His injury keeping him on the shelf. Meanwhile, also an absence of Karim Benzema. A 4-4-2 for Real Madrid and Zinedine Zidane.
Unquestionably his team. Juan Carlos Unzué, the great ex-Sevilla goalkeeper, is coming in with an attack mind about them. This is a very, very talented side that the men in black are going to have to contain. But the Celticos knows something wicked's coming their way in the shape of Real Madrid.
We are underway. Celta Vigo in their familiar sky blue with the white shorts, and the road black for Ronaldo and company. Blocks that one. The arms extended, but the referee Santiago Jaime says play on. Jorge Otati, Pablo Marinho on our Spanish language side. Phil Shane alongside Ray Hudson, and glad you have decided to join us. Jorge Bueno, Fernando Tresaco running the lines. Sergio Uson is the 4th official on Santiago Jaime's crew.
Some nice early touches there for Pione Sisto. He was the hero, of course, against Barcelona in the Copa del Rey match that just took place on Thursday night. How much did that going to take out of this team in blue, Phil? Because this man on the ball, he hasn't played for a while, and either has his teammates. The first game back since Christmas for Real Madrid.
Did step on the field against Numancia in the Cup and scored from the spot.
Yep.
A little bit easier. Although it was still just a 1-1 game heading into the final minute, so maybe not that easy. Kroos into danger. Ronaldo wide. Bale leaves. Marcelo can't get it in. Isco just outside the area. Nice step over, sneaks it across. The header missed by Bale. It might have hit the ponytail, but it doesn't hit the net.
Absolute genius from the little bearded, bandy-legged beauty. Isco sets the table. Absolutely magisterial football from Isco, bamboozling the Celticos, saying to them, do you want to dance? Beautiful lift to the back post for Gareth to rise. And nearly a minute and a half in, 1-0, and the architect is number 22. Couldn't stop a pig in a passage with them legs, but he's absolutely laced with stardust.
Bale trying to sneak it through. Good step up by Gustavo Cabral, the Argentine. And again, sliding it forward for Radoya.
Part of the beauty of what I've always loved about Isco is that when he's in tight situations like he is there, he can break the defence down. He does it over distance as well with his industry, breaking lines. We'll see how he fits in with Gareth Bale and Cristiano today, Phil. A different look and a different style. Excuse me, here's the lineup for Real Madrid.
Brought to you by AT&T. Will there be a good connection up front?
Look at this. Magic.
Bale wishes he had another chance.
It's very close. A little push off there, it looked as well from Cabral.
Meanwhile, the AT&T lineups for Celta Vigo mentioned the changes. It was a good performance against Barcelona.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe a bit unfortunate to have to settle for the draw. Quick thinking,
good lead.
On the right foot.
And
well,
again,
maybe not. Ronaldo, but smothered by Ruben.
Lovely ball to find the dark invader. Hasn't got much time square to him, but Gareth's already seen him. There you go. Wonderful look. He double checks, and that's a good defensive play from Celta Vigo to just put the cork in the bottle.
Battling for it in the midfield, but tangling with Rafa Varane. It is the new man, Maxi Gomez, the 21-year-old out of Defensor Sporting, one of the revelations this season.
A nice touch from Gomez, inviting the challenge on. It seemed there was much wrong with the challenge from Varane, but referee sees it differently.
There have been a few new faces added to the Celta squad, with Juan Carlos Unzué returning to Vigo. Remember, he was part of Luis Enrique's staff at Celta and then followed the boss to Barcelona. Now back to Celta Vigo to take over himself. This is a team that is mid-table, but not that far away. 13th place to start the game, 21 points. If they do get the victory, Ray, they would climb all the way up to 8th, just outside the European zone.
As you said, they did play some bright, enterprising football against Barcelona. His team was unlucky on a number of opportunities that tested, rejigged Barcelona's side, but now facing his men, this will be a different kettle of sharks, because Barcelona have really learnt their lesson in past and not taking anybody too lightly. Real Madrid can't do that today, and I don't think they will. Started out nicely, and different dynamic, that tandem up front between Cristiano and
how
Gareth
different?
Bale. Well, we'll see how it works between the two of them. It's a great threat.
Nice from Pablo Hernandez, the former DC United midfielder.
Nicely.
Off to Sisto, uses his speed, keeps it in, but the accuracy leaves a bit to be desired.
The quickness of him, other than overall speed. Very dynamic player. Dionis Sisto, he'll see it all game long. Very, very quick over very short distances, and leaves his defenders just suspended.
As you can see, they have wet the turf just a bit. There is some rain in the forecast, but probably not before the game is over. Temperature hovering around 50, should drop in the 40s before.
That game against Barcelona was played in an absolute filthy night of bad weather.
I thought you said it was perfect weather.
It was perfect weather for football.
Now a chance for Bale, pokes it free. Out comes Ruben, a swing by the Welshman.
Right in front of the referee. This ball's there to be won, and Ruben Blanco goes down, gets dirty. There's a lot of momentum coming in at Gareth. Gareth thought he could just get his size 9.5 boot there and turn it into a 10, but that's how much he was away from it. Just a lick.
Gustavo Cabral.
That's magic.
Let Bale have too much room. Out wide for Hakimi.
Too heavy.
And a smart play as he puts it out for the throw, but a better ball, it could have been more dangerous.
Yeah, he evades his defenders brilliantly, first of all, CR7. He has this one that just seemingly gets away from Gareth, but he makes it his, very tenacious. And then this goalkeeper reads it beautifully, or else it might have been lights out for the first goal. Well played, Ruben.
Yeah, Ruben stealing the #1 spot in goal from the #1, Sergio Alvarez, the longtime starter for Celta. But
a lot of years between the two of them, Phil. He played well. Alvarez against Barca. A big change in between the sticks. Look out.
Here's Gomez, the Uruguayan, in for Aspas. Out comes Navas, tries to sneak it square, deflected away.
Of all players, he gets this one completely wrong. It's a beautiful counter-attack. Maxi Gomez leads him beautifully. I don't know if it was a shave or a haircut in the end. And look at Aspas looking at deaf heaven with his bootless cries. I'm not sure if he was trying to square it back for Gomez or go for goal, and in between those two thoughts, he got neither right.
Well, both teams pushing forward into the attack. Isco allowing Modric to push ahead. Kroos stays back, almost a box now from Real in the midfield. Nice run from Isco, but unrewarded. See Hakimi up, Marcelo-like, the right back, playing closer to goal than the forwards. In for Bale, out comes the young Ruben as well.
Again, lynx eye vision from Isco. Beautiful lead ball, and can you say Gareth Bale was a little step too slow to get that one? But I tell you what, Phil, what invention again from Isco.
Gomez taking on Nacho, who tackled it away, and it touched the Uruguayan, even if he disagrees.
Tremendous speed from Gareth. Just one step away from finding the target. This is good play again. Good defending.
Good refereeing. Well, take a look here.
Look at this wonderful lead. He's onside, and this is where it all goes into the funny house of mirrors. I think he's certainly trying to pull it back, isn't he, for Maxi Gomez? Maybe the shot was on.
Off to Marcelo.
The shot might have been on, but beating that goalkeeper in between the sticks, Keylor Navas, would have been a different problem, who is still under threat from new signings coming in to the White House.
Reports of a physical, reports of personal agreements, but at this particular moment, no contract or transfer officially made for Kepa Arrizabalaga, the young keeper for Athletic. Ronaldo, Marcelo, and he sees Bale, but a stride too late.
Well, he's Brazilian, and as soon as he sees the weight of the goalpost, he's going to pull the trigger. Gets presented right here. Cristiano tees it up for him beautifully, and how many times have we seen this one burst the back of the net? Brilliant by Cristiano, and Marcelo leaves it. Maybe Isco would have been onto it like Dracula onto a plate of liver, but he's got to have a pop there, especially with a dropping ball like that in the blink of a bee's eye. Got to take a hit.
Yoni Sisto cutting to the inside channel. Now the overlap is Johnny. 201st match for Johnny Castro Otto, the homegrown left back.
As always, in full battle cry, this wonderful crowd who always gives its full support here in Galicia.
Dangerous. Well, decent idea, but poorly delivered. Drops it between Aspas and Gomez.
Keylor Navas was put off there by one of the challengers, a little too close to his swinging foot. I think he played a little safer than there in trying to find the absolute target, risking an injury. Tell you what, Phil, this field is healed up nicely, hasn't it? Full credit to the groundsman. What's his name, Phil?
That one you got me.
You're slipping. Good ball.
In for Modric.
Bad touch.
Nice from Sisto.
That I was talking about, an advantage well played by the referee.
Out wide, Johnny. Trying to get around Hakimi, forced to retreat, and does so well. Sisto, the leading assist man in La Liga.
Wow.
Promised last year, delivered this year.
Delivered that good pass as well to Hugo.
Hugo Mayo in front off the right post. It was Iago Aspas, and the rebound curls wide.
Brilliant football. Piano Sisto, the Danish international, sets the table at the start. He cannot believe his bad luck. Hugo sees the onrushing Iago. Aspas gets his foot out beautifully. Soft as a slug's beer belly with his touch, and it hits the upright, comes back, and it's well wide, but beautiful football. This is the end result. Lovely little kiss of the ball. The setup is fully intentional. Nacho cannot get there. The pass pixel perfect. A lick of paint denies Celta Vigo. We've seen this so much, Phil, against Barcelona. He had a stormer that night as well. Had a great game. Rattling the cage of the Frenchman now.
And a good delivery from Hugo Mayo, the
I'll see it.
Celta captain. Maybe Celta fan #1. And he has a few fans of his own. Isco, not a bad idea.
Close to it. Gets a round of applause from Cristiano. Oh, that would have been your goal of the season. From that angle, that distance. Look at this for bravery. Here's the look at the reverse angle. Look at the wonderful movement. He's too free. Real Madrid lets him go off of the leash and nearly gets punished. Some changes to the lineup from Unsue, as he promised, Phil, from the game against Barcelona. He's got introduced some nice fresh legs into this game.
I was going to say, and we could talk about this more even as the game progresses, it is a deep bench for Celta Vigo. They got off to a bit of a slow start under Unsue, putting the pieces of the puzzle together, but we saw it with Sergio playing well in goal. Fontes and Gomez were rocks in defense. Lobotka, keep an eye on him in the future, the defensive midfielder. Locked away. It's going to go out for a corner. Josabed as a playmaker, and even off the bench, the likes of Emre Mor and Brais Mendes.
Yep.
In fact, there's an argument, considering some of the injuries, Celta might have the better bench today.
Well, this has been wonderful seesaw football for 15 minutes, one end to the other. Open game, full of vibrant attacks.
Dangerous in front, flicked on by Hernandez. Just past Isco.
Aspas needed to get that touch. Good ball.
Headed across for Ronaldo, and it's offside against the Portuguese attacker.
Wonderful from Varane on that back post. Wins it beautifully, and it's an intended head pass to Cristiano, who was off. That's a hell of a lead.
Gomez again. Knows he can't beat Varane in a foot race. He can't find Sisto on an easy pass either.
Yeah, you see it. Comes to Marcelo. He stabs it beautifully right under the head of the pin. It's very close. Maybe a half a torso offside. And he has a torso to talk about, that's for sure.
Maybe that last set should have held off. beIN Sports USA, ESPN Sports. Feel free to share your thoughts on Twitter. How vital a game is this for Real Madrid? Do you think they still hold out a realistic hope?
Of course they do. There's half a season to go in football. Anything can happen. But this 3 points is crucial. No mistake. Nobody's been papering over the cracks of it either. They've all said we've got to fight, and we will fight to the last breath. We're champions, but we've got some improving to do. This even game here. Lovely ball, lovely switch at the point of attack. Overlap, ignored. Great ball.
Sending it over. Bale uses his speed, trying to keep it in play, but can't.
Thought it was just going to drop a yard shallower from Marcelo. Disappointed by his incredible standards, but very close to finding Gareth again at the back. In a good understanding so far. Switch and play between Gareth Bale and Cristiano. Phil, they've both had great touches on the ball. Everybody feeling the ropes.
Casemiro sending it wide. Marcelo to the inside. Well, how much is really a concern with formation changes? Today going with almost a 4-4-2 diamond. Modric needed to be a little sharper.
Couldn't pull his angle back. Cristiano had peeled away like skin on a tangerine from his defender and was waiting for the ball to be delivered from Modric. Just couldn't get the angle right.
Forward Modric. Sisto pinching in. Now has to scramble wide. Hakimi fakes. Left-footed cross, but everyone had gone near post.
Well played by Ruben Blanco, the goalkeeper, shouting off the last defender to let it go. Vas hears him, says, I get you.
Ruben, the 22-year-old homegrown goalkeeper. Good look at Florentino Perez. Carlos Mourinho, his Celta counterpart. Done pretty well of late. In fact, there's been a few arguments between Celta and their arch rival Deportivo about who really rules the roost in Galicia. Luis Enrique brought back, then when he went to Barcelona, Eduardo Berizzo stepped in, and then when he left, Juan Carlos Unzué picking it up.
Oh.
Nice from Bale. Tries to get it across, but can't. Tackled away by Johnny.
Takes a leaf out of the book of Cristiano, and he nearly gets away with it. Wonderful spellbinding football. It's not just all of the showboating either. He's putting the defender in retreat, right off balance.
Modric wide again. Cross.
Good ball.
Pops up on Nacho, and the chance disappears. Isco. Slight deflection. Varane can't bring it down. That might stay in. And shielded away by Redoya. With a little message.
Serbian aggression there from Nemanja Radoja. What a name for a footballer.
What about Stanislav Lobotka?
Say it again, Phil.
Stanislav Lobotka. You have the Serbian and the Slovakian backing him up, but one's 24, one's 23, and Celta, two of the best defensive midfielders in La Liga.
Yeah.
Nice from Sisto. Hernandez waited too long and then fouls Modric to try and get it back.
It's a lovely early ball played through to the Argentina-born Chilean international. Hernandez looked like it was offside.
Timed it well, but couldn't adjust. Nice from Isco.
As ever.
Marcelo with his right foot.
Good ball.
Bale.
Well covered.
Johnny staying with him. Daniel Vaz pinned deep.
Gareth Bale trying to play that beautiful ball first time.
Again, Hakimi using his speed.
Lovely feet. Kela.
Not a lot of transfer movement in the summer. Partly because Zidane showing faith with youngsters like Hakimi.
Good defending from Aspas. Good pressure from the Sky Blues. Balta. Says, I'll see you later, pal. Uruguayan and Brazilian exchanging. Shoulder to shoulder.
I like it. I like Maxi Gomez. Spent 5 seasons with Defensor Sporting before coming across.
It's not often you see Casemiro out-muscled.
Marcelo barking with Mayo, who will bark right back. In fact, he might bite.
Good speed from Gareth, but look at that.
Sweet defense. Again, this time Roncaglia, the veteran Argentine, the ex-Boca boy.
Argentinian international showing good speed to keep up with that speedster.
Can pretty much play anywhere on the back line now, Roncaglia. A good pickup coming over from Fiorentina a few years back.
The biggest game, of course, in terms of the slip down the ladder for Real Madrid was in the Clásico. That one hurt, especially at the White House. And now the rest of the games, they cannot slip. Isco standing tall against the captain Mayo. Not much of him. Size of a shotgun, Isco, just as dangerous.
Bale on his left. Mayo fronts him to the corner. It's out for the corner. Real Madrid starting the day in fourth. A little deceptive. They do have a game in hand. However, even if they swept this and that, they'd still be in fourth, the way Atletico and Valencia have been playing this year. The big problem has been goals. Near post headed clear, but only to Isco. Measuring, driving, but on the wrong side of the laces. Is it down to Ronaldo? Remember, he was missing the first 4 games of the season, but it's not like Benzema or Bale have been stepping to the fore either.
Oh, he just answered your own question, Phil. Absolutely right. Of course, been a lot of ups and downs for this Real Madrid team. The celebrations of the Ballon d'Or and another World Championship mixed with patchy performances individually and collectively. Great lead.
Reaching out Ronaldo, but poked free and no foul.
Looked like it was, didn't it? But referee saying he's going down ahead of the contact and looking for it. Oh, look out.
And the flag stays down. Aspas goes in, keeps Varane on his back. Gomez, top of the box, boss! And he's going to regret that one.
Das ist das, as they say in Germany, because the build-up was magic. Iago picks out the right pass to the right side. And there's lovely cut back here from Maxi Gomez. Right into the path, but that's nowhere close.
I think he would have dug a hole and buried himself if he could.
One of those, Phil, he has so much time coming onto the ball. And often when you've got that much time to consider, you try to finesse it a little bit too much instead of just pulling the trigger and have a good red crack.
Nice from Casemiro. Sisto battling with Hakimi, who gets whistled for the foul.
Talk about tracking back and doing your defensive work. Sisto will not let him past or around. Here's the touch by, and there is very little contact, but that's well spotted by the ref, and I think Cristiano knows.
Under pressure, of
live time, I was convinced I would have given that, and I've been wrong.
And credit to Roncaglia for not sticking a boot in, or it could have been more dangerous.
Yeah.
Although the referee did miss what appeared to be no foul between Sisto and Hakimi. But Real gets it back. Here's Modric. A more advanced role for Casemiro, and it requires a great stop by Blanco.
1.21 gigawatts of power, an absolute Robin Hood arrow in the bullseye from Casemiro. Lovely hit. It's coming at the goalkeeper, and it's well dealt with. In slow motion, it looks like it's easy pickings, but that one is a blur coming at Ruben Blanco. Deals with it well.
Eye towards the 6. Knotted down Gomez. Aspas takes care of the rest of business.
Oh,
Sisto. Modric. But as he sticks a boot out, he brings Gomez down, and a foul against the playmaker. Santiago Jaime drawing a few whistles from both fans.
There's very little there, to be honest, Phil. Look at this. Maxi reaching in, gets ahead of Luca, just gets a touch on the ball. Bit of a bang-bang type of situation, but you'll see it right here. Goes into the favour of the on-rushing player, as it often does. Not much too wrong in Modric's challenge. Close call. Close game.
Who will be the hero, or will they cancel each other out? Radoja pins Johnny back, then back to the Serb. Sneaks it for Hernandez,
well
back
played.
for Radoja.
Tight situations, to get out of it beautifully.
Aspas and Gomez with an opening.
Nice.
In for Sisto, but back comes Varane.
He takes it into Varane. Leonardo Sisto, instead of leading his first touch away from the Frenchman. And Real Madrid a little fortunate there that Sisto's touch wasn't better.
Nice from Vaz, better from Mayo. Hernandez to the top. Aspas, Vaz. Ray, they're turning the heat up at Balaidos right now. Real Madrid starting to wilt a bit.
Seesaw football, Phil. It's been all Real Madrid the other way, but this team, as we saw against Barcelona, can stitch their game together beautifully.
Nice from Bale. Now to Kroos.
Nice ball.
Casemiro quick.
He'll let Doc Invader take over here.
Ronaldo charging in, going on Cabral. Whips it across, just past Bale. And Roncaglia with the nice touch. Second chance with a header for Bale, and he hasn't met yet.
Beautiful play from Iago.
You can almost hear the bull charging past the Cape. Gets it back.
We have to readjust here. Wonderful play from Real Madrid, going the other way. Cristiano doing beautifully after being fed that pass from Isco, and then the back post is Gareth waiting like a fire-breathing dragon. He attacks it, but again, Celta's defenders just doing enough to cover and put him off. A lot in the last. First goals, big
Sisto
in this game.
Around Ashraf. Can't get past Casemiro.
Challenge.
Modric too far. Johnny comes away with it. Back to Vaz. He can pass from there. Flicked on by Aspas, but Gomez made the near post run.
Oh, lovely. Oh, well,
better for Mayo.
Again. He must have been about 17 when he made his debut. Hugo Mayo, after playing 222 games for his club, still only 26. Hugely underrated wing back, and leading the 26-year-old as a captain.
Kept out of the Spanish national team by a certain Carvajal, who's out suspended today, but Mayo, former Spanish youth international. Late whistle from the ref.
Pablo steps in. Isco holds, hesitate. He's got no options. There's no outlet for Isco, who he holds onto the ball, gets his body in front of Pablo Hernandez and draws the foul. Smart play here. Got nothing going on, but he's still got the ball under control. Falta.
All the way across Marcelo. Bale now in the left corner.
Ended into the corner.
Isco. Kroos. Back for Isco. Now to Marcelo. To this point, the bunker holding for Vigo. Ronaldo tries to flick it through. Johnny stays with him.
Nice tumble dryer. Possession from Real Madrid.
Isco can't get to the goal line. Maybe a bit of a push, but the ref says no. Aspas the back heel, but straight to Kroos. Possession tilting towards the visitors. Give and go. Hakimi back to Ronaldo. Coming from the right today. A lot of fancy moves, but nothing at the end of that rainbow. Sisto can't hold on. Hernandez takes it back. Now Aspas.
Oh,
Vaz is on.
good ball.
He's got Gomez in the middle. Scrambling over Nacho.
Oh!
Chipped by Vaz and over Navas and to the promised land.
Wonderful here from Daniel Vaz. The wizardry football, chipping Keeler, who was left for dead. It's Cristiano Ronaldo who gets caught way back, and then Celta pushes all the right dominoes all the way down the field when we look at it again. It's a wonderful piece of finishing. Iago feints him. Oh, he's offside. It looks like he's offside, Phil. The flag stays down, but look at this for a masterful, cool as a polar bear's backside piece of finishing. Keeler's got to stay. He cannot advance, or else the ball will be slotted by. So he asks him, can you chip me here, maybe? No chance, he thinks. But Vaz answers that beautifully. Great calibration and then recalibration. And then this is a bravura goal by the Danish international, ex-Evian man. Cool, there's Arctic water there. That's pulling a greyhound out of your hat rather than a rabbit. But man alive, did they make Barcelona, make Real Madrid stretch out and really caught them on that incredible counter-attack. It started out, Phil, around this area, deep in the Celta territory.
Well, they're taking a page out of the Real Madrid book. Quick restart, and Celta a one-man break, but it's Iago Aspas. Tries to duplicate the chip, but plucked out of midair by Navas.
Never going to worry Navas from this distance and angle.
It did appear to be offside.
It did.
We'll take a closer look, but it counts regardless. There is no VAR in Spain this year. There will be next.
I agree. I think it was close for sure, but definitely for me, a half a step offside.
By the way, Ray, let me ask you something. From a VAR perspective, it's taking away the drama. It's slowing things down. If you hear the criticism, and
good lead.
Chance for Johnny. Over comes Varane. The drop is on. Gomez settles. Back to his left.
Nothing.
Knocked down at the edge of the area.
Nothing
and Real
there.
comes away.
No knockdown.
Playing for a penalty.
Wide. He should have played it out wide. Look out. Tony.
Drags it in for Bale. Afterburners on. And game on.
Tony Kroos lays it out for Gareth Bale. And he is absolutely pinpoint accurate with his dispatch. The goalkeeper, Ruben Blanco, advances and Gareth says, thank you very much. And puts him on an island and puts this one past him. Again, here's the look, there's nothing there. And then they go from one end of the field to the other. Tony leads, he's onside by a good 2 steps in a first-time touch. Like Minnesota Fats. 8 ball, top pocket. Wonderful finish. He's traveling at a hell of a speed. These slow motion cameras do nothing for the brilliance of a wonderful, cool finish. Game back on now. Nothing.
Third goal of the season for Bale. Third assist for Kroos.
Go back to that earlier chance as well, Phil, when Celta Vigo had a gilt edge chance to make it 2-0. And Real Madrid will punish you for them misses.
Sisto forces the diving header from Varane. Ronaldo complains. The crowd complains with him. Vaz, the goal scorer.
Crowd chiding Cristiano for complaining, I think.
A few empty seats. Well, if you're anywhere near the Balaídos, you might want to jump off the couch. If you can't, stay with us. Mayo, dangerous. Gomez clatters in. Sisto against Hakimi. Smart play. Back to Johnny.
Oh,
threads it in. Pablo to the goal line, and he took the extra touch.
Lovely lead to find him. The extra touch is needed, but it's just a little al dente, and it takes it over the line. Right here, you see, there's the touch, just a little too heavy. Casemiro trying to leash him in. Full Satan game of La Liga Santander football again, and it's full of high quality, isn't it? On both sides.
Seven minutes left in regulation for the first half. Isco spots an opening, flicked on, flicked home. Gareth Bale has got his brace.
Yep. It looked as if Celta Vigo were waiting for an offside call that was going to come because they seemed suspended. But this is a wonderful goal and another tremendous attack of the pass by Gareth. And he don't need to control it because the pass is right on the money. And guess who it's from? Bearded, bandy-legged little beauty Francisco Roman Alarcón Suarez. Look at this. Wonderful visionary pass. He curls it around. More swerve and curve than Jessica Rabbit. And the Dark Invader watches Gareth Bale arrive with a lovely touch. Soft as a mother's kiss. Good night. 2-1. The world champions.
With a dagger and a kiss, Gareth Bale puts Real Madrid in front. Isco, fourth assist, Bale, fourth goal.
Well, oh, what a ball from the number 22.
And again, talking about the formations, you can argue as to how much they mean, but Gareth Bale, hard to argue with him being out there, or Isco. Maybe this diamond the only way to do both. Hakimi. Well, Daniel Vaz putting Celta in front. They could have added another goal or two. They blinked their eyes and they're trailing. That's how fast Gareth Bale can score. And Ray, for all of those Real Madrid fans who are saying send Gareth Bale back to England, I think we just saw over a 5-minute stretch why Zidane likes him. Varane lets it run.
Sitting on a hat-trick now, and there,
dead level.
Call. I think he's
maybe toe-to-toe with Nacho.
Punishing finish on the run. That
great work by the camera and tape crew, but while Celta was counting their lucky stars, the stars of Real Madrid were coming out. But on to Navas. Four minutes left in regulation for this first half. Get up, screams Juan Carlos Unzué. And they have been so far today. For more on the highlights and news around La Liga, the Volkswagen halftime show just moments away. Strong right foot by Marcelo, not quite strong enough. Sloppy from Pablo. Cabral gives him another touch. Sisto, more interior today. Vaz. Isco stays with him and brings the Dane down. By the way, Ray, I know you don't like statistics, but it is important that Real Madrid bounced back. First half this season, they outscore the opposition 21-5 before this match. In the second half, it tends to be dead level, 9 goals apiece. So there's still hope for Celta.
I'd like to see your statistics on that Isco pass, if you could. Get me some statistics that identify and describe that pass from Isco. Around 4 sky blue shirts that didn't need to be controlled, that just need to be touched home.
A touch of centrifugal force, perhaps. And now looking to duplicate it. Looks like it will be Sisto, but he'll leave it for Aspas. Not quite high enough. Kroos clears. Modric just long enough. Marcelo checking left and right. Tries to feed Ronaldo, but Johnny back in time. Important performance for Bale so far in the first half with this transfer window open. Barcelona throwing the spear in the pitch for the signing of Coutinho. Will Florentino Perez be tempted to duplicate? Hand came up. Casemiro bringing down Mayo, and Santiago Jaime already has the card out.
No complaints from Casemiro. Maybe heard the footsteps of Mayo coming. He threw the arm up. Let's take a look.
Ooh. Popped the elbow in. Either great timing or bad luck.
Yeah, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 all around Isco, and he sees the pass and leads. Gareth, this isn't the run dictating the pass, it's the pass dictating the run, and that is pure ingenuity from Francisco.
45th minute final of regulation in this opening half. Just spins away from Vaz. The Gareth Bale show seems to have rattled Celta a bit, understandably. Bos dispossessed. Vaz, maybe time for an equalizer. Hernandez for Aspas, tripped by Modric. Fans want a card there.
A lovely sweet finish though from Gareth Bale. We've been served up 3 tremendous goals again. His was a beauty to open up.
Vaz nodded down almost into the path of Aspas. Seemed to come off a Madrid defender, and the first half goes into the books, and it's good reading for Real Madrid.
Gareth Bale, the chief antagonist. There's a long way to go in this match, but wonderful setting of the table from Toni Kroos and Isco and Aspas.
Tradition, Ray. Of course, they might need Mr. T to shut down Mr. Bale. 2-1 the score. All 3 goals coming in a 5-minute stretch. And I think the one concern for Celta is they could have added a couple more. However, again, Real Madrid scoring twice as many goals, more than twice as many goals in the first half as they do in the second. So Celta still has to feel they're in with a chance. Casemiro pushing up that center channel, but couldn't come to the end. Poor clearance by Ruben. A swing and a miss by Bale.
I think Gareth Bale could believe his own luck there, being presented with that from Ruben Blanco. No changes from either side by the looks of this. he's in.
Nice chance for Marcelo. Just lost his balance, but not possession. Isco, and it just slips away. Johnny.
Incredible quick feet there from the Brazilian, and this one's going to be nicely covered by Nacho.
Well, when you take on the Giants, you have to make sure that your punches land. A little bit of a wild swing from Johnny that time. Cristiano Ronaldo being serenaded, although not much vigor from the Vigo fans. He really hasn't done much today. It's been Isco and Bale that have Real up front. Again, a little late on the pass. Nice try, Roncaglia. Off of Bale for the throw.
Cristiano trying to knife that ball through. It just got cut out. Here's this wonderful piece of bamboozling from the Brazilian. Keeps it alive, and he still keeps it alive. The wonderful pirouette over the top, and the back heel pass to Isco, who tries to find the ex-Fluminense man again. And was close to it. This has been a good signing. This young man, Phil, Maxi Gomez from Defensor Sporting in Uruguay.
Great.
Only 21-year-old, and he's got some filling out to develop. Imagine what he's going to be like. Yeah.
His brothers used to call him Gucci, not after the designer, but after the cumbia singer, who, shall we say, carries a little bit of weight.
No.
But he lost it when making the move to Defensor Sporting. And Ray, he was such a quick bloomer. He was in the 4th division, the youth ranks, and they called him up to the first team directly, and he hasn't slowed down since.
Great ball from the back.
Directing traffic, Isco guiding it down, but Ruben down quicker. Ruben, a pretty good story in his own right. Mentioned Sergio Alvarez, another hometown hero, the undersized goalkeeper with the heart the size of a lion, but upended by Ruben now. Across for Sisto. Again, a more central role today.
Yeah, it was 3 against 5 straight away, though, and then 3 against 6 once Modric come back.
Dangerous, but Navas makes it look easy. The stadium within walking distance of the Atlantic, just about a long block away, right near the inlet. Well played. Winds can gust quite a bit, but rather calm today. Sisto to the inside. BNSports.com for all the latest. Your transfer notes as Marcelo clatters in to Mayo, who does enough. Feel free to share your thoughts on Twitter. Hernandez, who spent some time on loan at DC United before returning to Argentina, then Chile and on to Spain. Nice from Sisto. Better from Sisto, but Nacho does enough. Talked about how good Radoya and Lobotka are, but Casemiro putting on a defensive midfield display. With the lead, Real content to stay back. All the way across to Johnny. Roncaglia again came up as a right back with Boca, but more on the left side now. Off of Bale, tries to politic. But it goes to Celta. Pione Sisto couldn't control.
Went under his foot, strangely. Get the run from Isco if Cristiano can find him, but he gets bundled off before he can pick his pass.
Pablo, but off of Hakimi. Filling in for the suspended Carvajal, who will be back for Real Madrid's next game. They have a home match against Numancia, second leg with that 3-0 lead. Then Villarreal, who just today signed the young Colombian striker Roger Martinez. Then another home match against Deportivo.
Oh, good turn.
Aspas leaning left, in for Sisto. Hakimi bites. Sisto across and just headed clear. Nacho.
Nacho absolutely saves the bacon here from Celta, equalising this game. Wonderful play from Pione Sisto out wide, and that quickness again, Phil. It's like throwing a big electric switch over a 3-yard space. And Nacho senses two big sky blue shirts waiting like hungry vultures behind him, but dealing with it really well.
Edge of the 18, dancing in Isco. Poke free Mayo. Back comes Hernandez. Ronaldo with a good play.
Good
back for Modric.
Ball from Modric. And again.
Hakimi at the 18.
Nicely.
Top of the 18 and into orbit off the boot of Ronaldo.
It's Isco that starts this way earlier with an incredible bit of ingenuity. Like wrestling with a ghost with Isco. And he pulled it back, and then it all started to be knitted together brilliantly by the Blacks. Unlucky.
Moncaya back to his young netminder, Blanco. 2v3. Isco settles and instantly looks forward. Waiting for the runs, none coming, so back to Luka. So much talent, and you look at the bench and even more awaiting for Real Madrid. Zidane, not easy to keep everyone happy. Kroos takes it.
It's the biggest part of Zidane's success, Phil. Hasn't been about his whole dynamic with the adjustment of the team's formation, but it has been keeping players happy and extracting individual performances of some of these players' greatest career highlights, and it's led to European championships and world championships and La Liga titles, often overlooked, but that is what Zidane has been about, entrusting and extracting really big performances. It has fallen away individually, and that has been the problem of how to put it right. But in my opinion, it's always been predominantly down to the players under Zidane, and they've deserved the credit, and when it doesn't go so well, they deserve a little bit of a bruise. They're putting it right.
Blanco. Isco turning the pressure up. Johnny looking for an opening. Isco playing him to his off foot, and it almost costs him.
Beautiful football.
Splits the defense. Poor touch. Pablo. Modric takes it back.
That was as brave as a matador in a pink tutu there. I mean, they really were enticing the black shirts onto them and getting away through it.
Hakimi upended, and the late whistle when the advantage doesn't appear.
Sees the space behind him and touches it past the defender right here. Sees the challenge coming.
Isco with a good idea. Ruben barking at his defense.
Amazing. The ball boys thought it was in as well. Got to pressure him.
Mayo Actually caught Aspas by surprise and uses his speed to catch up. Top of the box, but Casemiro read it well. Things getting a bit stretched. Celta cannot afford to give up a third. Hakimi isolated, back from Madrid. The stadium has been around for a while. 1928 it opened. Renovated a few times for the World Cup in '90 as well.
Switch.
Bale switches over to the far side. Marcelo
loves this space here.
Isco top of the 18. Modric lurking at the edge of the area.
Managing the game well, keeping the ball away from this dangerous Blues team. It's only been in swift counter-attacks in this second half that they have been worried, but they've been limited by this good hold them off possession from the black shirts, spreading it around and sapping the energy from the Celticos.
Varane putting his foot on the accelerator to Ronaldo, who can't control. Rather easily taken away.
Good ball from Varane as well.
Sisto, Vaz. Casemiro lowers the boom. Enough of a touch for the throw-in. In Spain, 82. This is where Italy played all of its group stage matches and didn't win one of them. Didn't lose either. 3 draws against Poland, Peru, and Cameroon. Talking about even renovating more under Carlos Mourinho, the Celta owner, and keep playing like this and getting back to Europe. We won't have a choice. Heels on the chalk. Mayo now looks inward. Aspas.
Unlucky. Hasn't been quite as sharp as what he was against Barcelona on that filthy weather night here. He's played well. He certainly was unlucky in the early exchange not to get on the score sheet, but he put a lot of energy into that game against Barcelona, Phil.
Both of these teams
a little off the pace, just a little.
Cup match midweek and another one coming, but neither have looked to the bench yet. We've reached the hour mark and a free kick in the center circle.
It'll just be a matter of time for sure, especially with Celta, but they won't have John Guidetti to look to because he's going to Alaves, and the Swedish international, good player. That's a big loss for Celticos.
Kept out by Maxi Gomez, who's in the middle now. Nice from Aspas to pry it away. Up steps Casemiro, down goes Iago.
Ooh.
It's Johnny. There's Johnny, just over the crossbar.
Wonderful settlement right away. Knows he's got no other chance. It comes back from Aspas, who's on the deck when he gets this ball played through. Eventually he goes down and then this ball gets rifled away. Johnny comes on, one touch to caress it, drips honey on it, but then the strike well over the top.
Johnny needed to do better. Now maybe out of position. Talked about moves. Skips away, but behind Bale. Celta might make another
this
one.
time tries to feed Gareth Bale towards the goal, and Gareth wanted that down to the left side of him and might have been in.
Inside, Gomez upended. Varane went over the top. Ref says no. Sisto with a burst of speed. Smart play off Hakimi for the throw. But Ray, there's talk that Barcelona's young winger Jose Arnaiz might be loaned out for some experience at Celta. The question is, with Coutinho cup-tied, can they afford to let him go? But dangerous ball. Navas smothers. Considering Nolito did so well here, and Arnaiz, a very similar player, he seems like he would be a perfect fit. Casemiro, a mistouch, but no one was ready to pounce.
response here now from Celta Vigo after the opening 10 minutes of Real Madrid possession and dominance. They've come back into this game now.
Nice idea, Voss, but again Varane to the rescue. Sisto, 10 assists, hasn't had many chances to get an 11th here today. Still quiet in the attack for the Ugandan through Denmark. His national teammate Daniel Voss, the goal scorer today. Mayo throws his body in. Aspas leans in, sends Nacho flailing inside the 6, and Casemiro back.
Yeah, but the ball back. Look at the number 11, Pione Sisto. Aspas doesn't see him. He's looking at the front attack of this. There's that earlier challenge from Varane, and that could be argued that that's an infraction. Johnny's hit. How much does it miss the crossbar? By much, but Keylor Navas has got it covered either way had it been dipping down onto his target.
Aspas ready to spin this one in. Sisto moves to the top of the box. 7 players inside. Play it short for Mayo. Change the angle. Aspas across, but a push inside as Cross goes down. Isco, Casemiro, Ronaldo, the lone center forward. Bale now on that left wing with Marcelo. Trying to keep an eye as Johnny. The cross blocked. It'll go out for the corner. Fifth corner of the match for Real. Deflects inside. Cabral will clear. Gomez thought about clattering into Casemiro, and then he thought again. Dangerous, headed to the corner, slapped away. Good shot by Cristiano.
And all the invention coming from Isco. Another peach of a pass over distance, leading him onto it for a jackknifing header that tests Ruben again.
Hour to go, counting added time for Celta. They've given as good as they've got so far everywhere but the scoreboard. Mayo deflected and out for a corner for the Celta.
Now the difference between them, Phil, has been an incredible pass, really. It's down to that. Now, both these teams have had wonderful possession and attack and threat. It's been a good tug-of-war game. The Isco pass to Bale is what Iago Aspas is capable of.
Inside the 6, headed clear. Bale. Modric beaten by Mayo, who's had a good game. Throw in, box high for Celta. Still no subs.
Oh, good turn.
Voss needed to do better. Had acres of space, instead of pass straight to Casemiro, who returns the favor. Tired legs, tired minds. Roncaglia can play left back as they push Johnny up. Nice from Sisto. Parents immigrants from South Sudan. Denmark glad to have him. The extra coming up with complete highlights.
Shallow.
Maybe an upset in the making here. Bale gets caught, and the card comes out from Santiago Jaime. Hugo Mayo better watch his mouth. He's matured a bit this year, always with a bit of a hot-headed reputation.
The
Maybe one of the
Madridistas
reasons.
will be pleased to see Gareth getting up. Just gets a clip right on top of his knee, right on the kneecap. It's a sharp hit.
Considering all of the injuries he has suffered over the last 2 years, anytime he goes down can be a reason for concern. And this, an interesting switch. Mentioned no changes. Well, now 2 come in that could really change the day. Lobotka and Emre Mor.
2 good players.
The 2 former Nordsjælland players, now teammates again in Vigo. Maybe the final play for Pablo. Wide for Mayo, up for Vaz. Well defended Kroos. Marcelo. And Isco sees it cleared by his counterpart Cabral. Deuces wild. Now who comes out? Lobotka, normally a defensive midfielder. Maybe a straight swap for Hradoja? Not yet, says the Celta delegate. Meanwhile, Moore can play on the flank. Maybe Sisto's day is done. But he's actually been dangerous here in the second half. Burst of speed from Johnny. Modric trying to stay with him. Still to the inside. Waiting for a whistle, and the only one from the stands. Lunging challenge off Bale, wins it back.
The challenge is going in with some edge, and Modric getting away with a little bit of holding, it seemed. Referee right on top of him.
Aspas outside of the boot, into stride for Vaz.
Wants it back,
drops it for Aspas to the goal line. Back heel Gomez, but not enough on it. Straight to Navas.
Brilliant from Iago Aspas, and Vaz combining like Lennon and McCartney down that right side in that corner. Beautiful pull back, but now Maxi Gomez has got a chance in 1,000 of trying to get that touch pass with his heel past Keylor Navas, and falls at the last fence.
Close. Through the defense, wide for Isco. Ronaldo and Bale in the middle. Back heel to Marcelo in stride. But Mayo stride for stride. Isco. Too flat on the cross. Cabral clears. Modric.
Challenge.
Taken away, but one right back. Casemiro. Bale. Ronaldo champing at the bit. The pass back goes awry. Now through Kroos. Play still in. Sub still waiting.
Oh!
Pablo for Aspas. Back for Aspas. Isolated. Decked. Penalty. What a break for Celta, and a chance to tie things up.
Iago Aspas. Slippery Allen and Elan. Vaseline here. They cannot contain him. It's a wonderful counter-attack from deep, deep, deep. And that will have Juan Carlos Unzué smiling. And he wants to take the penalty. Beautiful little touch pass here. Whoa, again, Phil. There's questions if that pass from Aspas is offside. I think it might have been. Keylor Navas gets contact on him. Touches it past Keylor. It's got to be called a penalty. Aspas is looking to go down because he's seeing the challenge coming. But there's not a referee on God's earth that isn't going to give that as a penalty kick. Big one for Iago Aspas.
Fourth
Iago
penalty.
Comes out here and stands up to the pressure. And this is a big moment for Keylor.
Fourth penalty awarded by the referee. Navas has saved one of the 2 that have been called against him so far this season. While Aspas 1 for 1. Looking to tie it at 2, and he can't! Navas reaches out with his right hand to deny.
David De Who! David De Who! Absolutely magisterial from Keylor Navas again in denial. They're looking for a new goalkeeper. Are you kidding me?
Headed up to the corner and just over the bar.
Magic from Keylor Navas. He reads the eyes of Iago. Iago was a chief antagonist in Othello, but Shakespeare didn't have Keylor Navas in the script. He should have. Magic save. Wonderful from this Costa Rican keeper that I've been going on about. He can keep them all for me. He comes through as he's done all the time. He comes through in the big games, in the big competitions. And you hear all these goalkeepers saying, but he cannot do this, he cannot do that. But he denies the critics, and he sends them back with the tail between the legs. Keylor Navas, Costa Rica brilliance.
2 subs in, corner as well. Headed clear, one back by Mayo. Vaz with a burst, but Ronaldo gets there first. Tries to lift it, but sombreroed was Isco. Advantage played.
What a game!
Aspas. Hernandez.
Oh, open header. Fish up a tree finish. Perfect placement. Wonderful again. Aspas sees his target, drops his pint of beer into a shot glass, and this one is a wickedly bad header.
Well, Ray, they want to add Kepa, but they might already have a keeper. Keylor Navas.
It's been the least of Real Madrid's problems for well over 2 years, when they have been the Real Madrid era that has been defined. They'll talk about the Ballon d'Or, they'll talk about the wonderful captain Ramos and Marcelo, but that man there in between the sticks is as important as any Real Madrid player out there in their success, and he saved them again.
Emre Mor, the refugee from Borussia Dortmund. Nice to the inside, but not quite nice enough. Bale sending Modric away. Kicks off the back. Cabral scrambling. Hakimi inside, settled by Vaz. Oh, Kroos. No whistle, says the ref. Advantage.
Played nicely.
Aspas. Hernandez, but Marcelo with a pirouette.
Needed to get that one.
In for Isco. A little bit of a slip, but he'll get a second chance.
Wills the ball back to himself.
Oh. Trying to thread it through for Ronaldo. Down goes Pablo, quickly restarted. Celta ready to test their lungs against Real.
Casemiro covering back for Marcelo.
Vaz, Aspas. Nice from Lobotka. The little Slovakian wide for Mayo. Into the 6, cleared by Nacho.
Good cover in that near post.
Pablo, but shied away.
Oh, got them stretched here.
Isco limping just a touch, but the play pushing forward.
Good
Modric
defending.
Dances through the first, and they will call the foul, not on Lobotka, but the initial challenge by Roncaglia.
Referee breathing harder than Darth Vader here, trying to keep up with this game. Body's going down, and here's that wonderful pass right here. Was he offside? Very debatable. Right, not. He's not offside here. The penalty's called, but Keylor says it's okay. I needed to stop him there. I'll save the penalty.
Lucas and Kovacic checking in. Modric's day is done. Keylor off the line, or one of those cases where they never call it?
Yeah, you never see that in modern day football.
No, the goalkeeper's
leading
very
the line.
honest.
Yeah, the first time I've ever seen that.
And Isco coming off, and a chorus of whistles, even from the Celta fans.
I'll be happy to see the back of them.
Well, Kovacic famously with a defensive responsibility in the Clásico that just went a little awry.
Tremendous game by Isco and Luka. But Isco in particular. Now Kovacic comes in, trying to seal this game up a little bit more perhaps now, Phil, because certainly Celta has been breathing fire.
Taking out two more creative players, if you will, and sticking in two that have a bit more bite.
And the fresh legs. Isco covered every bit of the glass as he usually does. And look how heavily involved. You see the faces coming off. They put an enormous amount of energy in. It's all hand to the pumps now to protect these 3 points that are tentatively in the bag for the black shirts.
Moncaya wide for Moore. And a Danish-born, now Turkish international.
Oh, next feet.
And there Lobotka back into the box, but Lobotka the only one running.
It's a brave try for a give and go. It's still not finished yet.
Johnny.
Poor.
Telegraphed and intercepted. Given away again by Hakimi, who's been a bit rough on the touch today. Mayo tested by Marcelo. Celta might have earned some fans here today.
It's the same thing against Barcelona, Phil. They pushed them right to the edge all the way through, and not just with energy, but with telling passes, insightful vision like this.
Off the referee's head.
Yeah, or Daniel Vass would have been on the receiving end of that at the top of the arc. Says his apologies. Here, take a look. He's off his lane, springing right here. Unquestionably, it's never going to be called, but it is more than enough to narrow the angle down. Not even a complaint from him. That's how commonplace that ridiculous rule. It's a proper rule, but it's never enforced. And I keep saying, FIFA, are you listening? Deaf, dumb,
there will be.
Blind.
Might agree on the second. With VAR next year, you wonder.
Good ball.
Kovacic up for Hakimi. Early cross, but way too much on. Headed back towards Ronaldo.
Nothing.
Who can't believe his good fortune. By the way, Ray, the 12th penalty that Aspas has ever taken in La Liga, and that's the first one he's ever missed. And it took Keylor Navas to do it. Bale. A little too fancy.
Questionably, Phil, well off his lane, but we can go on about it. Every penalty taken, there's referees and their linesmen, they never call it. That's why the goalkeepers are doing it.
Absolutely. It's like shirt tugging in the box on a free kick.
I think it's worse. I think it's the easiest rule to put right.
Wide for Johnny.
The rule's right. It's the referees and their assistants that needs Nautilus exercise machines for their eyes.
Still one sub left. They do have the young attacker Bryce Mendez, who turns 21 today.
Look out!
3v2 if they play their angles.
He's in!
Sending Ronaldo wide, driving it straight into the keeper, and Ruben will smother.
A great run. Once upon a time it had taken an extra touch and drew the goalkeeper towards him, but he felt as if, especially 80 minutes in, he doesn't have that extra step in him, and he's put a lot into the game with runs, but 80 minutes in, he's got to pull the trigger right at the keeper.
Mayo, again, maybe the brain slowing down, a little too soft on the touch. Now Bale, with 10 minutes remain, bleeding the clock as he breaks to the inside. Cabral, and back to his keeper. The flip side of that penalty coin, Ray, maybe no Diego Alves yet, but for those taking penalties against Keylor Navas, more have missed than scored. Only 9 of 20 since he stepped in.
It's always an old situation as well, Phil, where a player gets fouled and they step up to take a penalty kick with that sort of emotion. There's always question marks about that, but the player, well, it's over now.
Oh, sliding in.
Well won.
Now in the center of the park, Aspas help out wide.
Nicely
lifted by Voss. Gomez! Goal! Goal! We're tied.
There's nothing capricious or fortunate about this. It's beautifully engineered. Nothing accidental about it. You look at the marking inside because he is as free as a bird in a park. Who's picking him up? You're giving Iago Aspas that much space out wide without pressure on him, and that's what's going to happen. Marcelo thinks he's going to get out of this, but he doesn't. It's well won by Pablo Hernandez. Iago Aspas leads the ball out wide. Daniel Vaz chips it over back post, and look at this. He's way free. Nobody picking him up. Navas has got no chance to come and claim this. He's looking at his defenders, and they've gone missing like the kids in the Blair Witch Project. Stripped naked. Look at that. Terrible defending. Sergio Ramos. Sergio, wherefore art thou, Sergio? Because the captain will be absolutely having a conniption back in Madrid when he sees that.
Probably needs a new television. Marcelo was caught upfield. Nacho went over to cover. Varane was worried about Aspas, and Casemiro guarding no one. Ball in for Ronaldo, but a desperate lunge. Roncaglia clears. By the way, lots of word that Chinese teams were offering big money for Gomez, but he's turning down the deal. He wants to stay.
Good space here. It's a good ball.
But then cleared Roncaglia again to deny Kroos.
He's in.
Chance. Ronaldo, but on the wrong side of the upright. Bale out, Marco Asensio in, the final joker in Zidane's deck.
Might have been heading on the inside of the post of Ruben Blanco. Got a good look at it. Misses the target. Not by much.
Well, Ray, you have to ask the question, is it Bale that should have been the one coming out? It is Cristiano's team, but there's points and a title on the line. Corner kick, 85th minute.
You can turn the telescope around that way. He's still working at his fitness, and he looked good for sure. But it's not the forwards for me. That defense. More holes than Swiss cheese at head.
Into the 6, cleared away. Now if you're Unsue, and remember he is a goalkeeper, not some fancy pants midfield creator, do you settle for the point or do you go for 3? Headed up by Varane and over. He has the former Barca defenders Gomez and Fontas. He has Josebed in the midfield.
Wonderful
and Bryce
vision
Mendes
here from Vaz, and again that sand wedge, right foot stab, and this man, well, the freedom of Barreiros. And Keylor looks at his defenders and encourages them, but he'll want to throttle them in the dressing room because they were nowhere to be seen. Not want to direct it all towards defending when there's brilliance on display in attack, but you cannot let that type of player that much space, Phil. There's got to be somebody tracking him back.
6'1", 180 pounds, a bull in a china shop. And if you're Oscar Tavares, you have to wonder, a World Cup coming up, he's only been capped twice. Well, talk about it more on the extra with highlights, analysis, and more. Flag will stay down. A well-timed run by the youngster. Be nice to have coming off the bench in Russia. Seems to be clipped as he's taken down. Vaz sneaks it through. But straight to Navas.
Still time for the champions to respond, and they will. They'll start taking gambles as well now. Chasing this sacred 3 points. Lovely touch.
Leaves it back. Vasquez could have sent it in. Kovacic, but dispossessed. Cleared by Roncaglia. Gomez finds Aspas. Back to Lobotka. Back for Aspas. Actually wide for Vaz. Oh. Now it's Aspas, and it's 3v1 if they hurry. Marcelo scrambles back. Taken down. Should be contact.
Should a card.
It's one or the other.
Aspas, if anything, for me in lifetime. He's driving onto Marcelo. He kisses it past him, but in lifetime, Phil, it looked as if Aspas was going down, looking ahead of the contact. We'll see it replayed.
Well, he's shown no hesitance to point to the spot yet. He doesn't blow a whistle here. Trickles out. Take another look.
Drives past Marcelo. The reach is there. He doesn't get it. There's minimal contact, if any. And this should be, in my opinion, on that angle there, it looks a lot more convincing. But, Phil, there's two ways to look at it. There's very little touch on it. But I thought, in the referee's eyes, he might have been looking at the action of him going down ahead of the contact. Or at least simultaneously, and you're not getting them nowadays. It's very debatable, but
it could have been.
Marcelo has a different opinion, but I think he saw that he's driving Marcelo back and he's playing for it. The Celta fans will feel a whole lot different, I'm sure. My apologies to them.
This is all for the taking, though. Real Madrid on the risk of losing 2 points, almost losing all 3. If this score holds, Celta would hold at 14th, dropping 2 from last week. Real would hold at 4th, but would fall 16 points off the pace of Barcelona.
Been an incredible response from these blue shirts. Oh,
Josabed waiting to come in, but
playing
Kovacic.
On. Wonderful skill advertised there from Amine Moore.
Vasquez sends it across. Asensio down the line. Has to wait for the ball. Does get it in.
Ooh.
A clear by Cabral. Up
Good
steps
pass.
Casemiro. Ronaldo can't control. Skips away from Pablo. Casemiro finds the opening.
Nicely.
Vasquez!
Ah.
Slapped away by Ruben Blanco.
Gilt-edged opportunity, and this one is coughed up. Terrible hit directly at the goalkeeper. Ruben Blanco narrows the angle, but look at this, a hopping ball. It's directly at the goalkeeper. It's just a swing and a hit and a hope right here, instead of finding his passing lanes down past the goalkeeper in the most crucial moment when you need the touch of a killer. It denies him and defies him.
6 saves for Blanco, 3 for Navas, 1 from the spot that saves Real's blushes even more. Josabed Sanchez will check in.
A wonderful piece of control from Lucas, Phil. He kept his calmness beautifully and settled it for the right moment. But he was in too much of a hurry to smash the ball instead of playing it past one side of the keeper or the other, because then he made himself the time. Here's another look. Wonderful, but look at the space Aspas is given. And then the black shirts again. It's Varane who may be looking to disguise this one and try to pick up Aspas, but right behind him is this man, Dracula. And he's onto this one like litter.
Great game for Vas, a goal and an assist, and he still had more on the table.
And just a goal, though, was it, Phil? It was an absolute piece of finishing art. It should be hung up in the Louvre. On the full tilt run, he had the audacity to chip Keylor Navas at full speed. That's what you call coolness.
Maxi Gomez, by the way, the only player this season to score against both Real Madrid and Barcelona. What a promising young striker. 91st minute done.
Just when Real Madrid in that opening 15 minutes of this second half looked as if they were managing the game real well. Is it a situation that this time maybe Zidane might need to be looked at, because taking Gareth Bale out, leaving Cristiano in, taking Isco out for whatever reason might have cost them. Let's have a look here. Look
Maybe
out.
a little too defensive. Now it's Vasquez trying to make up for the last chance. Whips it across. Kick save. Deflected away and then cleared. But on. Not quite enough.
Tremendous response
Marcelo.
from Real Madrid. Nothing.
Ronaldo dispossessed. Now Mayo. And now down the other end. Still no idea. Guessing 3, maybe 4 minutes added.
Ooh.
Varane. Just enough.
Need to get that one. Played Casemiro. Aspas.
Aspas taking him on. Gift wrapped the other way. Mayo looking long. Kovacic makes the run. Kroos looks far side. Both teams want the 3. Marcelo.
Nicely.
Against Mayo.
And again.
Forced wide.
Good defending.
And that will do it. What a game at Balaidos. Real Madrid and Celta tied at 2.
Magnificent, as we always get. The best league in the world if you want quality football. La Liga Santander magic. Brave Celta roar back. Real Madrid in the driver's seat going into the second half and playing well. But nothing at the end. Lucas had a great chance to win it. Aspas missed his penalty. Looked as if that was going to be it. Certainly, but not where the hearts of Celta are still alive.